Chai, no be Amara be that. Which Amara? Mama Titi, that woman we married since my last born start school 12 years ago, no picking till now. Eh? Sibel! I beg make una look well, oh. That thing fit be rapper which she tie inside cloth. After 12 years, now today Bella just come like film trick. That thing fit be rapper which she tie inside cloth. People can pretend anything these days. I hear say she don't try everything, hospital, prayer, fasting. For 12 years, I work at this same market. Some of una laugh me, some pity me, some call me barren. But when God time reach, explanation no dey needed. How did it happen? What did you use?
The dusty lanes of the bustling Nigerian market, usually filled with the rhythmic shouting of prices and the haggling of customers, fell into a strange, heavy silence as Amara moved through the crowd. For 12 years, she had been a shadow in this place, a woman defined not by her name, but by the hollow space where a child should have been. The market women had tracked the years of her marriage by the growth of their own children, their whispers following her like a persistent trail of smoke every time she passed the stacks of red tomatoes and mounds of fiery peppers. Today, however, the air changed. Amara walked with a new, deliberate weight. Her steps were slow and rhythmic, her posture shifted by a silhouette that no one had ever seen her carry before. Mama Titi leaned away from her wooden stool, her eyes narrowing as she nudged the woman beside her. The unspoken communication of the market took hold. Glances were exchanged, and fingers were pointed surreptitiously behind baskets of produce. There was a sharp, biting skepticism in the air. A younger woman sneered, her eyes raking over Amara's midsection, convinced that the sudden, prominent curve was nothing more than a clever arrangement of folded wrappers hidden beneath a blouse, a desperate trick to silence the years of pity. The atmosphere grew thick with the memory of Amara's long struggle. These women remembered the seasons of her grief, the medical consultations that led nowhere, the prayer meetings that lasted until dawn, and the countless fasts that had left her thin and weary. To them, after over a decade of barrenness, this sudden fruitfulness felt more like a theatrical performance than a miracle. Sensing the wall of doubt rising against her, Amara came to a halt. She stood in the centre of the walkway, a calm island in the middle of a sea of judgment. She did not shout or argue. Instead, she turned to face the gathered crowd, her expression radiating a quiet, unshakable peace. With a slow, graceful movement, she rested her hand upon the great arc of her stomach, a gesture of both protection and testimony. In that single movement, the mockery died away. The truth of her condition was undeniable, written in the glow of her skin and the solid reality of her frame. The cynicism that had fueled the market gossip for a decade evaporated, replaced by a sudden, jarring wave of conviction. The women who had spent years sharpening their tongues on her misfortune now felt the sting of their own words. Mama Kudi, whose laughter had often been the loudest, found herself reaching for the edge of her headscarf to dab at a sudden moisture in her eyes. The atmosphere shifted from one of suspicion to one of awe. The very women who had dubbed her barren now stood in the presence of a living miracle, realizing that the long silence of her life had not been an ending, but a preparation. As Amara resumed her walk, the path ahead of her seemed to open wider. The whispers were no longer jagged shards of malice, but soft ripples of wonder. She moved toward the edge of the market, leaving behind a crowd that finally understood a profound truth: that while human gossip has a season, the timing of a higher power has no expiration.